I'm Steve, and welcome back to the AI Beginner Academy podcast, the calm, beginner-friendly place to understand AI without the noise. Over the past few months, something has felt different. AI tools seem more capable. Conversations feel smoother. Responses feel more thoughtful. And with newer models and more advanced agents being released, it's almost as if things quietly shifted to a new level. And after those changes, I started receiving a different kind of message. Not about the distant future, not about predictions, but something much more immediate. Did something just change? Is AI suddenly more powerful than it was? And should we be worried? So that's what today's episode is about. Not fear, not hype, and not dramatic headlines. Instead, we're going to take a calm, practical look at what's actually happening right now, why things may feel different, and how to think about these improvements without jumping to worst-case scenarios. Because while AI is evolving quickly, that doesn't automatically mean things are out of control. Sometimes it simply means tools are improving. And when tools improve, the right response isn't panic. It's understanding. The goal today isn't to slow down progress. It's to help you stay steady while progress continues.
Listen to questions.
After the last episode, a few of you reached out with something that felt a little more immediate. Not about the long-term future, not about predictions, but about what feels like a sudden jump forward. And one message from Matt really captured that feeling. He wrote, "I don't know if it's just me, but something feels different. The newer AI tools seem smarter, more capable, almost like they suddenly leveled up. Did something just change? And should we be worried about that?" Matt, that's a fair question. And I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, something did change. The newer models are more capable. Reasoning has improved. Agents can complete more complex tasks. Multi-step workflows are becoming easier. This isn't just marketing. The tools are meaningfully stronger than they were even a year ago. And when tools improve this quickly, the world does adjust. But here's the key. Change does not automatically equal danger. It means adaptation. It means preparation. It means paying attention without spiraling. So instead of asking, should we be worried? A better question might be, how do we stay ready? And that's what we're going to unpack today. So what actually changed? Why does this feel different? There are a few real reasons. First, reasoning improved. Newer models are better at handling multi-step logic, following structured instructions, and staying consistent across longer conversations. That alone makes interactions feel more intelligent. Second, tools and integration matured. AI is no longer just answering questions. It can now execute tasks, use external tools, access files, connect systems, complete workflows. That shift from chatbot to assistant that can act is significant. Third, speed of iteration increased. Companies are releasing improvements faster than ever. What used to take years now takes months. So yes, capability has increased. But here's the important part. This isn't sudden consciousness. It's engineering maturity. It's more compute, better training, improved architecture, stronger integration. This is a technology moving from experimental to operational. And that phase always feels intense. It would be misleading to say this doesn't matter. It does. Workflows will change. Expectations will change. Certain tasks will become automated. Productivity standards will rise. That's real. But change like this doesn't flip a switch across society overnight. It spreads through adoption, through companies experimenting, through individuals learning, through teams integrating tools gradually. The people who struggle most during transitions aren't the ones who stay calm. They're the ones who ignore the shift entirely. Preparation beats panic, and preparation starts small.
AI hot tip.
So here's your AI hot tip for this week. If things feel like they've leveled up, don't scroll headlines. Run a test. Pick one real task that you already do, something practical. An email, a summary, a planning document, a research question, a workflow you repeat every week. And instead of asking AI one simple question, give it a structured, multi-step instruction. For example, summarize this report, identify 3 key risks, suggest 2 improvements, and draft a short email explaining the findings. Push it a little. See what it can actually handle now. Because here's what happens when you do that. You move from spectator to operator, and that shift matters. The fastest way to reduce anxiety about powerful tools is to understand their limits and their strengths firsthand. You don't need to master everything this week. Just test one real workflow. Curiosity builds confidence. Avoidance builds fear. And now, for our new Season 2 segment, AI Doing Good. This week, let's talk about education. Around the world, AI tools are being used to help students who don't have access to personalized tutoring. In many classrooms, especially in under-resourced areas, one teacher may be responsible for dozens of students, all learning at different speeds. AI-powered tutoring systems are starting to help bridge that gap. They can do some very cool things like provide instant feedback on writing, break down math problems step by step, adjust explanations based on a student's level of understanding, offer language translation for non-native speakers. That doesn't replace teachers. It supports them. And for students who might otherwise fall behind, having access to immediate guidance can make a meaningful difference. This is what AI looks like at its best. Not replacing human connection, but extending access to learning. And that's something worth paying attention to. Before we jump into the optimistic AI thought of the week, I want to mention something quickly. If today's episode made you realize that things really are changing and you want a steady, structured way to stay ready, I created something specifically for that. It's called the 30-Day AI Roadmap. It's completely free, and it walks you step by step through understanding AI, choosing one tool, applying it practically, and building real confidence without overwhelm. You can find it at aibeginner.net/start. There's also a direct link in the show notes. If the pace of change feels faster lately, this is a calm place to begin.
Optimistic AI thought of the week.
Here's this week's optimistic AI thought. The real opportunity in AI isn't automation. It's personalization. Education has always been one-to-many. AI makes it possible to move toward one-to-one curriculum that adapts to your pace, your gaps, and your goals. If used responsibly, that could unlock learning for millions of people who simply needed more tailored support. And that's not science fiction. That's already beginning. And before we wrap up, if you have a question about using AI at work, at home, for fun, or about staying confident as these tools become more common, I'd genuinely love to hear from you. You can email your questions anytime at info@aibeginner.net, and I may feature them in a future episode. I've also recently updated the Ultimate Beginner's Guide to AI to reflect the latest changes we're seeing, and that's linked in the show notes if you'd like a clear, up-to-date starting point. And for those listening from teams or organizations, we now also offer AI training for businesses, including bulk access and light customization to fit different roles or environments. It's the same calm, beginner-friendly approach, just adapted for teams. You can explore everything at aibeginner.net. Thanks so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I really appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next episode.
Schnitzel beats and circuit dreams. Welcome to the show of machines. Grab your bites and join the scene. AI beginner, let's turn the screen. AI beginner, pros to you. Hey, AI beginner, let's compute.